Hello and welcome to this week's episode of DIY History. My name is Cassidy Cash. This week, we're going to be trying out a recipe that we discussed on our latest podcast episode of That Shakespeare Life, and it's all about 17th century waffles. We have a recipe from 1615, and this week, I'm going to show you how to make waffles from Shakespeare's lifetime. If you like the history of William Shakespeare and you like being able to try out pieces of it for yourself, then this is the channel for you. Each week, I share a game, recipe, or craft from the life of William Shakespeare that you can try out at home. This week, we're going to tackle waffles. But if you'd like to follow along with us each week, then hit that like and subscribe button because we're here every Saturday. So in our episode with Sam Bilton, we talked all about waffles and their history and where they come from. And one of the things that we talked about was a recipe from 1615 from Gervais Markham. He wrote that the way to make wafers was to take the finest wheat flour you can get and mix it with cream, the yolk of eggs, rose water, sugar, and cinnamon till it be a little thicker than pancake batter. And then warming your wafer irons on a charcoal fire, anoint them first with sweet butter, and then lay on your batter and press it and bake it white and brown at your pleasure. So that's the recipe that we're going to recreate today. Now, I found this cast iron waffle iron on Amazon. I'll link that to you for you in the show notes for today's episode. It's perfect because it's almost exactly like the waffle irons that William Shakespeare would have had. It's made of cast iron and it's hinged at the middle and it doesn't have any electricity. But it's a great thing to be able to take this activity into your home and be able to have a little bit more authenticity. So check that out if you want the authentic way. But the recipe starts with the finest wheat flour you can get. Now, for our house, that's actually going to be oat flour because we don't eat wheat in our house. We're gluten-free. So you can use any kind of flour that you would like here. It does need to be all-purpose. And then you're going to mix in cream, yolks of eggs, rose water, sugar, and cinnamon. I love that it says to mix it to be a little bit thicker than pancake batter because that's exactly how I would have described it to you. But now what you're going to want to do is after your waffle iron is warmed up. Now, obviously, this would work much better on a grill or even on a gas stove or just a charcoal fire, the way the recipe suggests. But you get the waffle iron hot. Now, this says you're going to anoint it first with sweet butter. That is to keep it from sticking. Again, here I'm using olive oil instead of butter. Then you put the batter on there and then you press it, making sure that you did put oil on the top part of the press as well. Now, you leave it in there until it is the color that you prefer. That's why the recipe says bake it white or brown at your pleasure. So you leave it in the waffle iron until it is as done as you like it, and then you take it out and you eat it. Just a couple of tidbits here as you are making this. You do want to flip it halfway through so that the heat is touching both sides of the waffle iron, and use a brush or one of those rubber basting brushes to make sure the oil is spread evenly over both sides of the iron. As you can see, mine stuck significantly because I didn't do that. So if you'll spread the oil out, it won't stick quite as much. This would work better on a grill or over a charcoal fire, as Gervais Markham suggested. It does cook really fast, a lot faster than an electric waffle iron, so watch out for that. And be careful of the oil. When it drips off, it can catch fire, so be careful as you're making this. That's it for this week. That's how you make waffles from Shakespeare's lifetime. Shakespeare would have been 51 years old when this recipe was written, and now you can eat the kind of waffles that he would have had in his lifetime too. Thank you for joining me. I'm Cassidy Cash. I hope you learned something new about the Bard. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.